Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with my very first loaded envelope pocket type of thing. I know that I stuff all kinds of things. When I make journals, they are stuffed. They are gator mouths. They are gorgeous. But I've never actually done one that is like really a loaded envelope or loaded pocket. So I watched a crafter. She's called the Scottish Crafter. I caught her this morning on my YouTube, kind of relaxing this morning, and I adore her channel. Like, some of the content isn't necessarily for me, but she is very, very good at explaining what she's doing. She's very calm, she's funny, she's relaxed, and was just really, really pleasant to listen to. So definitely I'm going to tag her in the title of the video so that she gets the credit for this project, as well as I will link her channel in the video description. So I apologize guys, the paper that I used, I cut it up before I actually made a note of what the paper was. It's a scrapbook pad, but I'll look it up on Amazon and I'll link it. So what I already did off camera, just for the sake of time, is I did go ahead and cut out some ephemera pieces to stuff in. And because it's scrapbook paper and it's double-sided, a lot of the backs are not, you can't write on them. So I backed them with coffee dyed paper and I went ahead and did my stitching offline. But hopefully you guys can get an idea of what this paper looks like just by looking at these bits. So beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous paper. Some of them are duplicated. I pretty much prepared a lot, even though I might not use all of it, and created a little booklet here. But I like to have more than not enough. So, but it's a Paris themed. Let me see if I can grab some of the paper so that you can see it, just to give you an idea. I feel like that's only fair. Let me move my ink there. So this is some of the paper in the pad. So it's got these Paris images, really beautiful. This wouldn't work for the loaded pocket because of the way that you fold the paper into itself, and that would have cut off the images. But look at this gorgeousness. Absolutely phenomenal paper. I've had it for a while and just never used it. I love this one, but again, she would have been split like right in the middle of her person, and that wouldn't have been very nice. This one would have worked because the focals are on the edge, but I decided to not go with that. And then the backs are also beautiful, but again, they're not very conducive for this kind of project because you can't really write on the back of them. So I did, it does come with quite a bit of ephemera pieces and such, so I did cut some of those out, and I made some more out of just the scrapbook paper itself. Look at that image. Ah, so beautiful. Look at that. So that's what we are using today. And again, I will link it in the video description box. So let me start with explaining how this is going to go together. So, some of these are backed with coffee dyed paper, others are not, and I realized that even though these are not, I still wanted to sew around them, so I might pause the camera and sew around these. I just felt like the backs of some of these, oh, not that one, oh, that's a pocket, so that'll be okay. The backs of some of these can be written on, so I just was tired of backing them all, to be honest. So we're going to use those, and maybe we'll stitch around them, maybe we won't. Maybe I won't do it on camera. Maybe I'll just put everything in, stuff it, get the piece put together, and then we can go back and do that. So I did realize I forgot one thing. Let me grab it really quick. And I apologize, I did not catch her name, but I will get that for you as well, the channel that I watched. I know it's the Scottish Crafter, but I don't know her name, so I'll get that for you. But she used some brads in part of her, so I just wanted to grab my brads really quick. I thought I was really prepared, but you know how it goes sometimes. I also didn't get my glue out. Goodness gracious, it's the first day. We had our vacation last week where we went to a lakeside house on the coast in Oregon, someplace I've never been before, even though I'm a native Oregonian, Washingtonian. It was beautiful, but and then we got home on Thursday, and then my husband was home Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is Monday, and he's back to work. So it's the first day I've had in a week, more than a week, with the house to myself and kind of just doing my own thing a little bit. So this is the lace I picked out, which will make sense as we move through the process. I'm going to set all these bits aside for a moment. And so what you want to do is, I imagine a person could use a one-sided scrapbook paper, 12 by 12, and maybe if it was white on the back, go ahead and coffee dye it. I don't have to do that because I got the double-sided paper, and this one's going to work perfectly. This is going to be the inside. This is going to be the outside. So I'm just going to look at my directions here. Because I did do kind of a mock-up here where I just took a random piece of paper from my stash and folded it as per her instructions. And so when you score it, you want the inside of it down, is my understanding. So the first score mark we're going to do is going to be 3 1/4. And I apologize, guys. I know this is not conducive to the to a tutorial, but I have to turn it to get my angle. So the first score line is going to be 3 1/4. So that is right here. So I'm just going to score that down. Yeah, 3 1/4. And I don't think, if you scored it on the wrong side, I don't think it's a big deal. I think the risk is that you can get that cracking. And there's something about mountains and valleys, which I never quite understood. Then take your paper and flip it all the way over so that you can score the other one at 3 1/4. Hope that was 3 1/4 and not 2 1/4. Goodness gracious. There we go. So anyway, this morning I've really enjoyed my morning. I vegged out in front of the TV watching YouTube. I thought I'd be able to watch a lot more while we were on vacation, but I didn't. I couldn't. And then I was cleaning out drawers and cabinets and bathroom drawers and bathroom, medicine cabinets and all that. So cool. I love that. So let me make sure. Yeah, 3 1/4. Okay. So then we are going to fold it. So we're going to fold this in on itself. I love those birds. Aren't those just gorgeous? It's not really my taste. If I was making this for myself, I would have used the Paris paper. I would have used the actual images, maybe that girl and the bicycle and whatever. I might make another one because I am going to do a Paris journal. Although I want to say so much, but I want to stick on task too. I'm going to do a Paris journal. That's down the road for myself, I think. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, so then you've got that. So let me go ahead and just give this a good crease here. Turn it around and crease it again. But anyway, hop on over and check out the Scottish Crafter. They're so cool. And so then if you have directional paper, obviously you want to pay attention to, ooh, I didn't, let's see. Nope, that will be up. So our birds are going to be upside down. How unfortunate is that? Huh. Do we want to do this on the other way? Let's just play around here and see. That wouldn't be bad either. I almost prefer that because then there's nothing going to be upside down with the birds. I think I'm going to flip that. So again, kind of the risk that you run by doing that is your paper can crack from that bending, but I think it's going to be okay. And then what she did, and I imagine you could just alter this however you wanted to, but then she scored the bottom, so making sure that you're directionally going the right way, and in our case, this way, right? Birds aren't going to show though. I'm really bummed about that. Let's look at this again, because I really love the birds. So how terrible is it that those are going to be upside down? You know what? I'm going to make it work because I really want the birds on the outside. Sorry, I keep changing my mind there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to open this up and we're going to score it at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4, so right here. And this is going to be our pocket that folds up, and it's actually going to be a double pocket. And I can't believe that in this time that I've been doing this kind of crafting that I have never made one. I have never made one. It's crazy. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And let's go ahead and crease that up. I've got a little bit of difficulty there. I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder to really get that pressed down here, because I don't want, I'll show you what I mean. You can get a little bit of like a bending and puckering because this is fairly thick paper. So let's just do that. I just don't want it to really buckle a lot there. So that's what we have. And I think what I'll do with this is I maybe will just put a piece of something here, maybe another piece from the kit, and just cover that up. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about that. So the next thing I want to do is go ahead and ink this before I start gluing anything together. So give me a quick moment to do that. I just re-inked my ink pad, so it's a little bit dark, but I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to probably do, I'm going to have to do some inking on the other side as well, but we can do that as we go. So this folds up, and I'm not going to glue that yet. I'm going to hold on for just a moment, because what she did is she took this flap and she folded this back on itself so that it lines up with this edge. So I'm just going to try to do that. This paper, again, is pretty thick. So I'm going to just do the best that I can. Again, perfection is not in play in this studio. So I say that as much for myself as I say it for you. It's really important, because I think that, as I mentioned before, I think that perfection steals our joy, especially when it comes to crafting, because it can kind of paralyze us sometimes, right? I am a perfectionist by nature. Very much so. Hence why I was cleaning out drawers, and since I got the school job, I've been doing that in the summer, and it's really nice because I don't have to really worry about it throughout the year. But like, I cleaned out the junk drawer and oh my goodness, so many drawers to clean out. So I'm going to go ahead and just ink these bits here really quick. I suppose one could have just inked all of that, inked all the edges of both sides, and wouldn't have had to come back and do this, but that's okay. I love this vintage photo. This is Vintage Photo Archival ink, in case you're wondering. It is the only vintage photo that I use, because I like that it's permanent. And that way, if I ever wanted to come in with some wet mediums, I would not have any trouble. So there we go. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead and cover that, close that up. And then what she did, I love this look here. Love it. It just so happens that that leaf is making a line there. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to get some brads, because what she did is she tacked these down with brads, and I thought, brilliant. So let's see if we've got something that will match. I forgot about that before I started. So I don't really want anything too big. So let's see if we've got maybe some gold brads right there. This is my brad bin here. There we go. There we go. So we've got 2 gold brads. So I'm going to have to grab my little foam thing, which I always put in a new place these days. So let me grab it really quick. Still fussing in the studio after the redo and trying to get things where I want them to be, where they make the most sense. So just getting my pokey tool here. You could use an awl or anything. I just have this little pokey tool. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to put a hole right here in this corner. And again, I apologize for the angle. I know that's difficult for you guys to see necessarily. And so we're going to do that, and then I'm just going to estimate. Again, perfection is not in play. So we're just going to do it about the same spot. Awesome. And then I love this idea, what she did with the brads. I think it adds an element of kind of added interest to the project too. My fingers would work, that'd be great. Okay, our other brad. And I sure do love it when we get to share inspiration. I mean, I know that some of what I do inspires people, but I get way more inspiration from others, just by far. So it's nice that people share their ideas, and then we get to reshare, and everybody gets to benefit from that knowledge and experience. So thank you, the Scottish crafter. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? So it goes like that. She called them collars, you know, like on a shirt, but I just think they're absolutely wonderful. We need something here though, and I'm just thinking, I wonder if I have a wax seal. I was just playing with these this morning. I'm working on my last crossbar video, and so I was doing a little bit of a different project with them today. So I'm just going to fish through here and see what I have that might... Oh, that just has too much blue in it, doesn't it? It's a gorgeous one though. What about this one? Yes, right there. It is irregular, but I love it. Oh, this one's really pretty though too. Which one do you think? I think this one. Glad I thought of that. I wouldn't have been thinking about it if I hadn't been working with my wax seals. So we're going to put that there. So basically, as far as the construction, probably should back up here a second. You're going to have your pocket here, and you're going to have a pocket here, and a pocket here. Does that make sense? So that is phenomenal. So I cannot remember if she glued this shut. I imagine she did. It would only make sense. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. So I'm going to use my Barely Arts glue, and I'm just going to put it on the edge of this here. Again, the angle. I need to turn over my art glitter glue here just a second. I mean, not my Fabri-Tac, excuse me. I got some new Fabri-Tac because I think mine was old and cleaned it out really good, so now it's actually working the way that it's intended. So there's a little bit of art glitter glue there, and I'm just going to give that a good press. Can't remember if she did that. I imagine she would have glued it, right? I did not take note of that. And I'm going to glue this on before I do anything else. So I'm going to put it right here on this cross spot. And as she mentioned, you just want to be mindful that no glue oozes through and accidentally closes that pocket. So let me get some art glitter glue. I think that's going to, Fabri-Tac, I think that's going to be our best bet. So I'm just putting a bunch on there, being very generous. And I just want to line it up here so that it's straight. And I can already tell that I have, that it's going to go through because of where I put the glue on the back of this. But I'm just going to make sure that's nice and straight before I fuss with that. Perfect. So let me get my ruler in here and just, actually, let me just press here. Uh-oh. There's a lot of glue in there. Let me get a paper towel here. Hold on. Hold the fort. Forgot about that even as I was saying it. I'm just going to stick this in here so I can do some pressing down of this and get this secure while the glue is still wet. That was an oversight. Actually, let's just leave that in there for a second so that we can do the rest of this. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't line up with the seam, but you know, you can't have it all, right? This would actually be really pretty if I used the markers and went over that, is this gold, metallic, water-based? I don't know. Is it gold? Is it like a true gold? Nope, it's not really a true gold. I'm gonna do that. Okay, back on task, Cara-Renee. So then the other thing I want to do is do I want to put a thumb notch? I don't think so. I don't think we'll put a thumb notch there. So we're going to go ahead and use, I'm going to use my art glitter glue because I want a really stable, quick hold on this. Oh my goodness. Oh no, my pin just broke. Okay, so I need to reach for some tools here and get this out. If it's not one thing, it's another, right? Let's grab one of my jewelry things here and just get this pulled out here. It happens a lot. There we go. Carefully put that somewhere where it doesn't land on the floor. That would be a tragedy. So it looks like I didn't clean that nozzle properly the last time. So I'm going to go ahead and do a glue line, an ink line here just so I can see where my glue line needs to be. Just cheating here. Let's see. I'm going to get this out of my way here. Pull this out, hopefully. I left some paper towel in there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the best laid plans, right? You know what they say? There's still glue in there. I'm going to stick a piece of paper. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab some parchment paper. Parchment's great because it will create that barrier without, really gumming things up. So it's an easy fix. And I just get these in the, where like the baking stuff is in the store. They already come in these sheets that are pretty nifty. So I'm just going to cut a piece so that I can protect this. There we go. Whew. Detour. Okay, so we're going to put glue here. These pockets are pretty big, so I'm not going to be too worried about how far in this is because the pockets are large enough for everything that I made. So there we go. And I think she did it along the bottom too. Oh, nope, not on the bottom. Not on that bottom, the other bottom. Well, I guess my head is still on vacation here. Don't want it there because that's our pocket, right? What I meant was here. Just to secure it there a little bit better. So I've got little stuff to go in the little pockets and big stuff to go in the big pockets. So I'm going to go ahead and just press that down. Give it a good press. Like so. And then that's very pouchy, isn't it? Look at that. It's very pouchy. How is this going? How is this doing? I think it's beautiful. Okay. Okay, so we need to cover this really quick because I am not having that. So I've got so much stuff going on the right of me here. I'm going to try to find a piece that I can put over the top of this. So let me grab all this paper again and see if I can find a scrap. Something that will go there. Will that go there? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't really want to cut into these bigger pieces of paper because it's really beautiful. And I don't want to go too outside of the colors I'm working with in terms of these more neutral greens. So there's some pretty bright stuff here. Don't want to cut into that page. Sorry, I realize you guys can't really see what I'm doing. Darn it. Okay, so that's not going to work. So our only option is this, which is fine. It's just not going to be super, different, or it's not going to really pop out, but it's going to serve its purpose. Does it say on here? This is the cover, actually, of the paper. I should have looked at that to make sure that I knew what paper it was. So I'm just going to make some marks here, and just leave a little bit of a border there. Grab my cutter. It's okay, right? We can improvise. It's the beauty of being a crafter. and being flexible, you know, with our thinking. So that's going to be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up really quick. So there's always a way, as I've said before, say often, don't get discouraged. Things don't work out. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. I like with the frame that it's creating. And then I have a piece that's supposed to go on top of this. Oh no, wait a minute. This was supposed to go here. And we're supposed to have a little pocket. But then that bird is upside down. Darn it. Okay. Think. Think. We may have to just double this up and put the pocket on top. I think that's what I'm going to do because I really want this pocket. So, and I'm trying to keep the notch as in the middle as I can, so I'm looking at the distance from here, the edge of this dark on each side, so that that thumb notch stays pretty much in the middle. Trimming off both edges is what I'm saying. Forgot I wanted to do a pocket. Short-term memory loss. So this is my last full week of really like nothingness. Next week I have who we call our up north wolves, which are grandkids from up north in outside of Tacoma, up farther than Tacoma actually. It's my son and his wife's kids. So they're going to be coming and staying for a week with us. And so we've got a jam-packed week, and then the week after that we start some trainings and showing up at the school here and there and getting ready for the school year again. So, perfect! Actually, they could both be pockets. Look at that, if we wanted. You know what? I am going to do that. So I'm going to glue on just 3 sides. So I like to hold my thumb on the edge that I don't want to glue. And I'm going to use my Bearly Arts here, and I'm just going to put glue on the 2 sides and the bottom. Uh-oh, I forgot about my lace though. Oh man. Okay. Completely forgot about the lace. Do we want the lace? Do we need the lace? This is what I pulled out. Let's see. That is so pretty though. We could totally do that there underneath the pocket. I think I would like to do that. So let me go ahead and cut this really quick. Sorry, I'm all over the place, guys. All over the place. I just really love that lace, because then that thing can sit on top of it. That'll be fine. I need my Fabri-Tac here. I like a lot of that hanging out, so I'm gonna be moving this up pretty high, like just like about that distance, and then I'm just gonna press with my paper towel. I noticed that the Scottish crafter, she actually was very deliberate in where she put her glue when she glued on glaze, and maybe that's just so you don't see any of the glue showing through, but I don't worry about that too terribly much. So I'm going to put this here. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. Or not that, this. Is it still wet? Oh, we probably need to do that again. Probably need to do it again. There we go. I put that on here. I'm just looking to make sure that it's even from side to side and top and bottom as much as I can. With my hand there, it's kind of hard to see the top. I should have used Fabri-Tac though. I'm going to have to slide some Fabri-Tac in here on the bottom, because that's, I mean, I suppose it works just fine, but I don't really trust anything but Fabri-Tac on the lace. So again, I'm just going to use my paper towel and just press that, just so I don't transfer any glue from my fingers onto that. trim this off. I'm toying with the idea of putting this as the insert for Evie's journal, her Sweet Rose journal, but I don't think it's really going to go with the theme, but we will see. I'm open to the possibility. Boy, that was terrible. Try that again. These scissors are not cutting. They're brand new. What's up? There we go. Does not have to be perfect. I maybe need to get my sewing scissors and trim that. Let me grab those really quick. Just have to kind of reach over my desk to get those. I always put them kind of out of my reach so I don't accidentally grab them and use them for something that they're not supposed to be used for. Oh my goodness. Why is that so hard? That's better. Get those out of my way. Perfect. So then we've got this little pocket to go on the front here, and kind of like it like up there a little bit. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue on 3 sides. I turned the air conditioner off, guys, because I'm crafting and I'm about dying here, so I might have to turn it back on. But it makes so much background noise. It really messes with the audio. So I'm going to try to stick it out here. There we go. It's not as hot here. It was yesterday, it was over 100 degrees, and I'm in Washington State, which is, it's become a new norm to have some days like that during the summer, but it's been really warm. So that is gorgeous. Okay, so I did make an executive decision here, and all the pieces that I have that are not sewn around, that don't need a, oh goodness, I'm dropping, don't need a backing on them, I'm going to do off camera. I will just stick them in here in their places, and then I'll do the sewing off camera. But I had a piece to go on the front of this. Where is it? Right here. Right here. I thought that would be really pretty. This is from the kit. I'm not sure what I'll put on it. I'll probably find a word or something maybe later. And when I do pieces of a project off camera, like after I turn it off, I do make sure that those things are represented in the pictures at the end, so you guys can know that I did do some tweaking of the process. So that's gorgeous. Look at that. Let's glue that down. I'm going to keep this kind of simple. I could go all out. I might try it with another one. I want to try it with just a regular digital, which is smaller, and see what I think of that, because I think it would be really pretty to do them a little bit smaller and have it be a digital to match digitals that you're using in an actual journal. So there we go. That is gorgeous. Okay. And so these, because I did not add anything to these, I will probably put some clusters, little cluster words, a topper on these, but for now, just giving you the bare bones of this. So basically this tag sticks in here. Isn't that beautiful? It's sticking up a little bit, which is my intention. And then we've got a large journal card to do the same. Love that image. Love it. And again, these are all backed with coffee dyed paper. This bit. Oh, that's tall. I'm not going to be able to affect that though, because it has stitching around it. Oh, I didn't pay attention. Maybe we'll put that one in the back, put the tag in the front. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, kind of sticking out like that. And then we've got all kinds of stuff here. So we may not even need some of that other, because there's a lot here. So let's just start sticking some things in these pockets here. A little bit of string here. We'll be just about done. I am also going to be making my sister my older sister a journal. It's going to be a blue themed journal, so I've already picked out a piece of paper to do her loaded envelope with. And so then we have, so again we have, I'm going to take those out, they're in the way of me thinking here. So then we have again this pocket way back here, so we can put things in there. And we've got, let's put that, let's see if we can try to have these go in such a way that you can kind of see what they're, oh, that's not going to work because it will hide our little emblem there, our little wax seal. I didn't think about that when stuffing these pockets though. I might do that differently on the next one. There we go. So like so, like that. Oh, that's beautiful. And then I'm not going to even need to use all that other stuff. This is a lot. So that's a win. And then we've got, let's see if we've got a little booklet we can put in here as well. Let's see if I can stick that behind there. It's going to probably be too tall. Maybe it will go, come on, Cara-Renee. Maybe it will go in here. Can it go in here? Oh, got it. I'm just waffling all over the place. I think I'm going to stick it up here. Yeah, I want to use it, so I've got way more than I need, guys. So I'm not going to be needing to do those other pieces, which is kind of a win. So then let's stick. We've got this pocket still. We haven't put anything in. So let's let those birds peek out there, like so. And I mean, I suppose things could stick over that wax seal like that, you know. It's not terrible. I'm actually just really rethinking that seal altogether, but can't do anything about it now. I have many of these birds, so I think I'll set that aside. And then how about we slide this in this little pocket? Should work right here, our little pocket. Let me trim it up a little bit. I've got some room around it because I just did a straight stitch. So I'm just going to trim that up a little bit off to the side here. And I will need to ink around all these pieces, which I'll do off camera. So I'm just going to slide this in here. Right here. Perfecto. Slides in there. Yes. Woohoo! And then we need some other little pieces. Oh, these pieces we're going to go here. This pocket. And if I thought I was going to stuff this so much, I would have put the little wings on these pockets so that they would expand and hold a little bit more, but I did not think of that, so it's all right. Lots of stuff in here. Lots of stuff stuffed. I love it, just like that. And then there's still room in here, so let's go ahead and put this postcard in as well. So this is seriously a loaded pocket, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces in there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces in there. So I think we are good. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll take a lot of photos, close-up photos, so you guys can see everything inked up. And I will catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.